There has been a lot of concern raised by the House of Commons on the United Kingdom's over-reliance on foreign nurses, and this is putting the NHS under a lot of pressures on how to ensure they reduce or totally stop recruitment of foreign nurses. And there are lots of pros and cons, a lot of setbacks and challenges faced by these decisions, which I will share with you guys in this video, and also what to expect in the nearest future as regards the NHS recruitment of foreign workers, which include foreign nurses and also foreign personnel working in the NHS. So if this will interest you, don't go anywhere, keep watching till the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, please click on the red subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. My returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's get right into the NHS happens to be the largest employer of nurses in the UK, as the organization is responsible for the country's healthcare. And despite the fact that many people join the NHS as nurses, the challenge now is that the NHS is becoming over-reliant on foreign nurses and doctors to be able to carry out the responsibility of the country's healthcare to its citizens. Now, official statistics on the NHS workforce show that more than 170,000 of the 1.28 million staff are from other countries, which means that 14% of people working within the NHS are foreigners. Approximately 67,000 are from the European Union countries, while a further 64,000 are from the Asian regions. Meanwhile, 1,719 personnel are from South Africa, 806 are from Kenya, 4,192 personnel working with the NHS are from Zimbabwe, while 8,421 NHS personnel are from Nigeria. So the House of Commons has reported that the proportion of non-EU nurses working in the NHS has increased from 8% in 2015 to 22% in between 2019 and 2020. Now, the major reason for this concern is the fact that the UK government and the UK Home Office always like to stay in control of the immigration status here in the UK, because obviously they need to be able to manage and control the situation of the number of immigrants who are currently in the United Kingdom. And the fact that the NHS, the healthcare sector of the country, is totally dependent or is majorly dependent on foreign nurses is raising a lot of concern to the members of parliament. Now, this is the reason. Now, if the NHS depends solely on foreign nurses, and the truth is, despite the fact that the number of nurses currently working in the NHS has increased drastically from 2016 to 2020, 2021, 2022, the sincere truth is still that there are still loads of job vacancies in the NHS for nurses. If you currently work as a nurse, you can attest to the fact that even in many of the department or many of the division of the NHS hospitals, there's usually shortage of staff on every shift, because there's still lots of people who are still needed to work as nurses within the NHS. And a lot of number of immigrants and foreign nurses have been able to move into the UK. Those that were trained outside the UK have been able to pass the required exams, the IELTS, OSCE exams, to be able to become professionals or professional nurses in the UK. Despite all of that, there's still shortage of foreign nurses or shortage of nurses within the NHS or within the country's healthcare sector. So it's really a lot of concern, because now if the country becomes totally reliant on foreign nurses, there's one thing that they're scared of, is the fact that they might not be able to stay in control on managing immigration status of nurses in the UK, because the nurses are going to be in control, they're going to be in power, they're going to be a determinant. Because if another country decides to bring up, or probably another country, another developed country, is a need or a desperate need of medical professionals, and decide to provide what's the word now, a less stressful immigration package for nurses and doctors. And these professional nurses, or these nurses and doctors working with the NHS, decided to move to this country, is going to create a lot of havoc, a lot of confusion within the country's healthcare sector. So it gives the nurses the power to lay their terms on the table and decide, if you're not giving us this, we're going to leave. And the country knows that, the government knows that if they leave, it's going to affect the health sector, so they won't be in control of the immigration status. I don't know if that makes sense. If you have any other thoughts as regard what I just said, please state in the comment section so we can have a chat. So they're trying to stay in control, and the over reliance on foreign nurses might take that control away from them. Because if you say you don't want us in your country, we're going to leave and go to another country that wants us, and the moment we leave, we're going to leave your health sector in disarray, in confusion. So they wouldn't be able to, they will have to listen to the terms and conditions being made by the foreign nurses or foreign doctors. So they're actually scared of this, and they're trying to ensure they stop recruitment of foreign nurses. And in my own personal opinion, I don't think it's possible, because for now the country will definitely and will always be reliant on foreign nurses to be able to manage the healthcare sector effectively. And what they're trying to do to achieve this is to encourage UK-based nurses to take up nursing jobs. And you wouldn't blame any of them for not wanting to. The NHS pay for nurses is absolutely ridiculous compared to the work they do, compared to the effort they put into their job. The amount paid to these nurses and really nothing, to be honest with you guys. And because of people coming from developing countries, they make the salary look attractive, but in the real sense, it's not. How do you pay a nurse £1,700 monthly for working tirelessly in the hospital setting? It's really ridiculous. So that's what they're trying to do to ensure they stay in control of the immigration, at the same time reduce the level of the country's or the healthcare sector's reliance on foreign nurses. Would they be able to achieve this? Would they not be able to achieve this? Finger crossed. Let's see what happens in the next couple of months. Now, another thing is that registered nurse vacancies account for over 1/3 of all the full-time equivalent NHS staff vacancies in England. Now, compared with many other OECD countries, the UK relies heavily on internationally recruited nurses to fill funded posts. Now, recent Nursing and Midwifery Council (NMC) data underline this reliance on international nurses, showing that the annual number of new nurse registrants from outside the European Economic Area has increased significantly, and in 2022-2023 reached the highest level since records began in 1990-1991. In 2022/2023, more than 40% of all new nurses registered with the NMC, both domestic and international, came from low and lower middle income countries, using World Bank classification, up from 10% in 2018. Now, last year, more than 6,000 new nurses registered in the UK came from so-called red list countries, highlighted by the World Health Organization as being most of risk of not achieving universal health coverage because of health workforce shortfalls. Now, that is why the NHS is trying to reduce recruitment of foreign nurses, is the fact that the World Health Organization has raised a lot of concerns, as the fact that the UK government is pulling healthcare professionals from developing countries that need their healthcare professionals in their country to be able to ensure they maintain national healthcare coverage. So this pressure on the UK is also, one of the things that has influenced or impacted our decisions to reduce, employment or recruitment of international or foreign nurses. So if you find this video useful, please click on the like button. If you have any questions, you have any thoughts as regards this topic discussed, please share it in the comment section, and I'll be there to respond to everyone putting a comment down there. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, please click on the red subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. My returning subscribers, you guys are fantastic, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.